Welcome to Syndicate. Here we are going to talk about something. Shout out to You Know Who You Are, man. Sent me this article after the Thursday night football game to start week 9. And all we've been talking about is the Detroit Lions trading for a pass rusher. And there have been multiple guys linked to the Detroit Lions. One of them was Josh Uche. He's now plays for the Kansas City Chiefs. Hassan Reddick, the Detroit Lions reportedly showed interest in. And Za'Darius Smith is kind of the last man standing. Now, I've made a video about I think the Detroit Lions are waiting on Trey Hendrickson, but that does not mean they can't also trade for Za'Darius Smith or someone else. This is a Super Bowl contending team. We need to make a Super Bowl winning move, and that would be not getting just one edge rusher, but two. Now, I understand this is not Madden, but this is also, I understand that the Detroit Lions are in the Super Bowl window, and we've seen those Madden-type trades thus far. I don't think either one of these trades will be a Madden-type trade, and I think that the Lions, they'll really see what they have after Sunday's game against the Green Bay Packers. But what happened to the Texans today after getting sacked 8 times, C.J. Stroud, I hope Brad is watching and saying this is how you upset a good quarterback by putting him on the ground. And with that being said, we've already talked about Za'Darius Smith and his willingness vocally to play for Detroit. I don't know who is asking him these questions, but asking him questions about playing for another team while he currently plays for the Cleveland Browns is kind of weird. It's almost like they're trying to get him to say, you know what, get me out of this situation and get me to a better one. Now, we talked about this. We brought in Mary Kabat. I think her name is Kabat, something like that. We talked about a tweet that she brought in yesterday about Za'Darius Smith not practicing. Now, I saw Adam Schefter said today that Dan Orlovsky said he had the Honolulu flu. So just so you know, that phrase has now gone to the mainstream media. The Honolulu flu is what Dan Orlovsky called it. And Adam Schefter said, nope, he was legitimately dealing with something. But here's what Mary asked Za'Darius Smith about being traded to the Detroit Lions. He says, shoot, man, that's not in my control. Smith told Cleveland.com, I can't control that. I know that's an AB push, talking about Andrew Berry, which Cleveland Browns, man, they kind of been coming at his head lately. Says, they haven't given him a little heads up that he could be going to Detroit, where the Lions will undoubtedly express interest if they haven't already. He said, oh, you think I'm going to Detroit? He said with a laugh, you think it's Detroit? Maybe. I don't know, he said. I don't know. Would you be up for it? What else can I do? Obviously, says in his 10th NFL season, would it be fun for him to go to a Super Bowl contending team like the Lions? I'm still wrapping my head around Super Bowl contending and Detroit Lions being in the same sentence. Says, obviously, it would. But hey, it's football, he said. I still get paid. I like his attitude, man. Like his attitude. He's saying, hey, of course I would love. Who wouldn't want to come to a Super Bowl contending team? But of course, he got to keep it PC and say, I still get paid nonetheless. Now, I like this because in the article, he continues to say, obviously, I would love to win here. And it kind of sucks about the situation we're in. But he backs his teammates, Jameis Winston and JOK and those guys as well. So Za'Darius Smith, it almost seems like his bags are packed and he's out of there. But we talked about it yesterday. He talked about it yesterday about just being ready for a pass rush and the asking price that the Detroit Lions might have to give for Za'Darius Smith. Here's what he said about being traded. He says, I feel like getting traded here last year was just me getting my feet wet, Smith said. Obviously, I played in a 3-4 system my whole career, and then coming here, switching to a 4-3, I was more of a react-attack type guy before. And now here, I'm an attack-react type guy. So it was new for me a little bit, but I'm getting the hang of it. And obviously, you can see that I'm making more plays now. And he indeed is. He has 1 sack in his last 2 games for 2 sacks over the last 2 games. So 5 on the season. Za'Darius Smith, I hope to hear something between now and Sunday, but I feel like we are going to have to wait. Very curious situation as we go to the trade deadline this Tuesday. Sometimes the player who is going to be traded will not play on Sunday. Devontae Adams had a hamstring situation. As a matter of fact, we just saw someone else, Josh Uche, was a healthy scratch for last Sunday's game in week 8. If we see that Za'Darius Smith is a healthy scratch this Sunday, he is getting traded. The question is, will it be to the Detroit Lions? So I almost feel like Za'Darius is a Detroit Lion at this point. I did see a mock-up of him in a Detroit Lions thumbnail or uniform. Maybe you see it on the thumbnail. Maybe you don't, if I was able to find it. Some of them are not that great. Some of them are awesome. Shout out to the Lion King. He does good work. The Max Crosby one was literally over the net. It was over the entire internet. I saw it everywhere I looked. It was there. So shout out to the Lion King who does those graphics for uniform swaps and stuff like that. So let me know what you think. And listen, somebody in the comment section who I blocked immediately, by the way, he wasted his one comment talking about that I was insecure and that's why he doesn't watch and something. It was nonsense. It's not even worth remembering. But what I got from it was that I make the same content and something. So it was his first comment. Blocked him. He's forever gone. So if you're watching, then that's what you get. But we're talking about the Lions getting a position of need. The mainstream media does it. Don't they have football shows every day? Don't the same names come up every day? Do they cover your Detroit Lions every day? Multiple times a day? I don't think so. So I will continue to do exactly what I'm doing now. So hopefully, even though you can't comment, I hope that you are watching. And I'll smile for it. I'll give you a nice little wink. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below, though, and consider subscribing to the YouTube channel. This channel is brought to you by viewers, subscribers, and members, and sometimes people that you have to block. Take care of yourself and each other. And as always, go Lions and make smart decisions.